Have you ever pondered the possibilities if our Earth, this massive spinning sphere, suddenly came to a halt? Imagine for a moment the Earth's rotation, a fundamental characteristic we take for granted, ceasing abruptly. It's a scenario that seems straight out of a sci-fi novel, yet it could have profound and dramatic consequences that ripple through every aspect of our existence. A still Earth is a drastically different world. Now let's delve into the scientific implications of such an event. Scene script. Gravity, that invisible force holding everything together, would be the first to react. You see, the Earth's rotation isn't just about giving us day and night. It also plays a crucial role in how gravity works. Our planet isn't a perfect sphere. It's an oblate spheroid, meaning it bulges at the equator due to its spin. This spin creates a centrifugal force which counteracts gravity slightly, making gravity weaker at the equator than at the poles. Now, imagine if the Earth stopped spinning suddenly. Everything not firmly attached to the Earth's crust, including the oceans and the atmosphere, would still be moving at the same speed and direction it was before the Earth stopped. This means everything would experience a sudden, massive shift eastward. It's like when you're in a car that suddenly stops, your body wants to keep moving forward. Except in this scenario, the car is the Earth, and the body is everything on and above its surface. This would create catastrophic winds and tsunamis, unlike anything we've ever seen. These winds would whip around the Earth at incredible speeds, reaching up to 1,000 miles per hour. That's over 3 times faster than the speed of the most powerful hurricanes ever recorded. And these wouldn't be isolated incidents, these would be global phenomena. The entire world would be swept by these super winds, causing massive destruction. And what about the oceans? They would also keep moving, creating colossal tsunamis that would flood across continents. These tsunamis, combined with the super winds, would wipe out entire cities, forests, and mountain ranges. This sudden stop would also cause the Earth to become a perfect sphere over time, making gravity equal at all points. This would cause the oceans to redistribute, creating one giant ocean around the middle of the planet, and leaving the rest of the world dry. Imagine winds stronger than the most powerful hurricanes sweeping across the globe. That's just the tip of the iceberg. As if the winds were not enough, the Earth's crust would also be in turmoil. Now let's dive into the geological ramifications of a suddenly stationary Earth. You see, our planet isn't a perfect sphere, it's an oblate spheroid, meaning it's slightly wider at the equator than it is from pole to pole. This bulging is a direct result of Earth's rotation. But what if this rotation comes to a screeching halt? Well, hold on to your hats because things are about to get rocky. The Earth's crust, accustomed to the centripetal forces of its spin, would suddenly find itself in a world where these forces no longer exist. The crust, like a spinning dancer suddenly stopping, would attempt to reshape itself into a perfect sphere. However, this isn't as simple as smoothing out a wrinkled sheet. No, this process would trigger massive geological upheaval. Imagine the most powerful earthquakes you could possibly conceive. Now, multiply that by a factor beyond comprehension. The crust, in its effort to reshape itself, would crack and shift in catastrophic proportions. Entire mountain ranges could rise and fall in the blink of an eye, and the ocean floor could be thrust upwards, causing massive tidal waves. But the chaos wouldn't stop there. The Earth's mantle, the layer beneath the crust, is teeming with magma. As the crust cracks and shifts, this magma would find its way to the surface, leading to volcanic eruptions on an unprecedented scale. Not just a few isolated incidents, but a worldwide volcanic apocalypse. And it's not just the land that would be affected. The reshaping of the crust would drastically alter the ocean basins, leading to floods of biblical proportions. In short, the Earth's geological systems, so used to the steady rhythm of rotation, would be thrown into complete disarray. A reshaping world, with its crust cracking and magma spewing, would be a sight of apocalyptic proportions. If you think the climate is unpredictable now, imagine a world that stopped spinning. In the grand dance of the cosmos, our planet pirouettes on its axis, a graceful twirl that's integral to the rhythm of life as we know it. This rotation is not just a cosmic ballet performance though. It's the maestro that orchestrates our climate and weather patterns, the silent director behind the scenes of our weather dramas. Let's consider the Coriolis effect, a phenomenon that results from Earth's rotation and significantly influences wind patterns and ocean currents. It's the reason why trade winds in the tropics blow from east to west and why hurricanes in the northern hemisphere spin counterclockwise. Now, if Earth stopped spinning, the Coriolis effect would cease to exist. Without it, wind patterns would dramatically change. leading to potentially disastrous shifts in our climate. But that's just the beginning of our hypothetical climate chaos. Given that the Earth's rotation causes the sun to rise and set, halting this spin would result in one side of the planet perpetually facing the sun, while the other side would be locked in a never-ending night. This would create an extreme temperature dichotomy. The sunny side would be subjected to constant blistering heat, turning oceans into steam and rendering life virtually impossible. On the other hand, the dark side of the Earth would become a frozen wasteland, plunged into a perpetual bone-chilling night. This stark contrast would also cause extreme atmospheric turbulence. Hot air from the sunny side would rush towards the cold side, creating powerful winds and storms of unprecedented magnitude. In other words, our weather, which can already be quite a handful, would turn into an unruly monster. In essence, the Earth's rotation is like the conductor of a grand symphony, coordinating the elements to create a climate suitable for life. Remove the conductor, and the symphony descends into dissonance. A world of perpetual day and night with scorching heat on one side and freezing cold on the other. Sounds like a sci-fi movie, doesn't it? Survival in such conditions would be a significant challenge for all life forms. Let's dive into this hypothetical world that's no longer spinning, where the rules of life as we know them have drastically changed. Imagine the Earth as a stage, where the curtain has unexpectedly fallen, leaving the actors in a state of shock and confusion. The flora and fauna, adapted over millions of years for very specific conditions, would suddenly find themselves in a world that is vastly different. The drastic changes in climate and the catastrophic geological events would create conditions that are inhospitable for most life forms. Like a domino effect, the collapse of one ecosystem would lead to a chain reaction, affecting every other interconnected web of life. Marine life, for instance, would suffer as ocean currents come to a standstill, disrupting the nutrient cycle. On land, the extreme temperatures would make survival a constant battle for creatures big and small. In the midst of these apocalyptic conditions, one could wonder if this would lead to a mass extinction event, similar to what happened to the dinosaurs. Well, the answer is quite possibly yes. The Earth has seen 5 mass extinctions in its history, all caused by catastrophic events that led to drastic changes in the environment. The aftermath of our spinning planet coming to a halt could very well be the 6th. The struggle for survival would be fierce. Life forms would need to adapt at an unprecedented rate or face extinction. Yet life on Earth has shown remarkable resilience throughout its history. After every mass extinction, life has found a way to bounce back, evolve, and flourish again. So, while many species would undoubtedly perish in the harsh new conditions, some might adapt and survive, paving the way for a new era of life on our planet. However, this is purely hypothetical. For now, the Earth continues to spin, and life continues to thrive in its diverse splendor. In this harsh new world, life as we know it would struggle to survive. But remember, life's inherent characteristic is to adapt, evolve, and eventually, to overcome. So a world where Earth stops spinning is not a pretty picture, is it? We've delved deep into a hypothetical scenario where our familiar blue planet halts in its celestial dance. We've explored the gravitational impact where the Earth would become an oblate spheroid, making the equator a massive cliff and condensing the oceans to 2 large bodies at the poles. We've unearthed the geological consequences where the Earth's crust, unprepared for the sudden stop, would continue to move, causing catastrophic earthquakes and volcanic eruptions on an unprecedented scale. Then we plunged into the climate chaos that would ensue, with half the Earth in perpetual darkness and the other half in unending daylight. The temperature extremes would be far from anything we've ever experienced. And finally, we've pondered life's struggle in such a world. The harsh conditions would make survival a daunting task for all life forms, altering ecosystems and threatening extinction. But why all this exploration of a grim scenario? Because it highlights the intricate balance that sustains life on Earth. It emphasizes the importance of our planet's rotation, a simple yet profound cosmic ballet that we often take for granted. So next time you feel the world is spinning too fast, remember, it's that very spin that makes life possible on this beautiful planet. Here's to the spin, to the dance of life, and to a world that keeps turning.